guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today guys, a busy market as always, big updates for you, many stories, and so we're ready to jump into it together.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to United Focus. And today we have got a genuinely enormous amount of news across virtually every area of Manchester United's summer transfer activity. There is a 6-day deadline to complete the Manu Kone deal. Choumeni has suddenly become available at £68 million if Real Madrid land Rodri. Ollie Watkins has emerged as a genuine striking target. The full picture on Rashford's situation has become clearer and more complicated simultaneously. Let's get through every single detail right now. Right, let's start with the story that has added extraordinary urgency to United's third midfield pursuit. According to Corriere dello Sport, Roma want the Kone transfer completed before July 31st to satisfy the terms of their UEFA financial settlement agreement. That is 6 days from today. 6 days for United to complete a deal for Kone, or risk Roma looking elsewhere to generate the funds they need to avoid a significant financial penalty from UEFA. This deadline is genuinely significant, not because it definitively ends United's chances if they miss it, but because it creates real urgency that benefits the buying club as much as the selling one. Roma need this money. They need it by a specific date. That means United are in a stronger negotiating position than if Roma were selling from a position of comfort. The details: United have already agreed personal terms with Kone. L'Equipe confirmed the approach. Corriere dello Sport confirmed the personal terms agreement. United are working on a deal worth around £45 million for the French midfielder. Roma's financial deadline is July 31st. Sky Sports news sources in France say United are currently leading the race for Kone's signature, despite interest from Chelsea, Arsenal and others. But Sky also cautioned that any suggestion of the move being imminent is premature. The club-to-club negotiation with Roma is the final piece, and United need to move that forward decisively given the deadline pressure. £45 million for a France international who has impressed at this World Cup. Personal terms agreed. Selling club under deadline pressure to complete. United leading the race. This deal needs to happen in the next 6 days. Get it done. Now here is the development that has completely flipped the Tchouameni narrative on its head, and United fans should be paying very close attention. Reports suggest Real Madrid are increasingly confident of landing Rodri from Manchester City and are prepared to cash in on Tchouameni to help fund that deal. The France international, who signed what appeared to be a new contract extension just weeks ago, is now reportedly available for around £68 million. Let's understand why this makes sense. Rodri is one of the best defensive midfielders in world football. His City contract expires next summer, meaning he could leave for free in 12 months. If Real Madrid believe they can land him now at a reasonable fee, they absolutely make that move. And selling Tchouameni at £68 million helps fund it. The irony here is extraordinary. United spent all summer being told Tchouameni was not available, that Mourinho wanted to keep him, that Real Madrid would not open the door. Now, driven by Real Madrid's own ambitions to sign Rodri, that door could suddenly open. £68 million for Choumeni, a Champions League winner France international, one of the best defensive midfielders in Europe, is actually reasonable value in the current market. This is dramatically lower than the €100 million threshold previously discussed. United remain keen. Romano has consistently said internally, Tchouameni is their dream Casemiro replacement. But Romano also warned the Camavinga situation, where the player wanted to stay, could apply here too. Does Tchouameni want to leave for United even if Madrid are willing to sell? That is the fundamental question, and it needs answering quickly, because if Tchouameni is available and is willing to move, United need to be at the front of that queue immediately. Let's give complete clarity on exactly where United's third midfield addition pursuit stands, because The Guardian have mapped out a specific 3-name list that INEOS are working through. Name 1. Manu Kone. As Roma, France international, approximately £45 million. Personal terms agreed. 6-day Roma deadline. United leading. This is the frontrunner. Name 2. Eduardo Camavinga. Real Madrid, available at £42 to £51 million if Real land Rodri. Player reportedly keen to stay in Spain, but the sale could be forced. A genuinely elite option if available and willing. Name 3. Sander Berge. Fulham, Norway international. Similar price point to Camavinga. INEOS believe a deal is doable for under £40 million. Defensive-minded, long-term target for the club. The most affordable and straightforward option of the three. INEOS preference appears to be either Camavinga or Berge over Kone, but the former is complicated by the player's Spain preference, and the latter by the question of whether he is genuinely elite enough for Champions League football. Kone has the World Cup form and the Roma deadline creating momentum. And then there are the longer range options still being tracked. Carlos Baleba of Brighton, where United have revisited contact, but no club-to-club official approach has been made. Tyler Adams of Bournemouth, where United are not in a rush. And the persistent Alex Scott interest. The Scott situation deserves honest assessment, because the picture today is more complex than the simple "he rejected Bournemouth's contract so United can get him" narrative. Yes, Sky Sports confirms Scott turned down Bournemouth's contract offer. Yes, he has rejected multiple extensions. But here is the crucial detail. Bournemouth are still insisting Scott will remain their player next season, whether he signs a new deal or stays on his current contract running to 2028. They have knocked back inquiries from United, Chelsea and Arsenal. All three. And the latest from the Standard suggests Scott's personal preference is actually Chelsea over United or Arsenal. A development we covered in our last video. That adds another complication to United's pursuit specifically. Scott himself is only entering the final 2 years of his deal. Bournemouth have no contractual urgency to sell. They can dig in, keep him, and try again next summer, or the summer after. The patience game works in their favour entirely unless the player himself forces the issue. For United, Scott remains on the radar but is not the priority right now given Kone's 6-day deadline and the Tchouameni development. Focus on what can be done immediately. Now here is an attacking development worth flagging. Manchester United are keeping tabs on Aston Villa striker Ollie Watkins as they weigh up their options before the window closes. The connection is direct. Xerxes' future. The Dutch striker is attracting interest from Juventus and Roma specifically. Should Xerxes head to Serie A, United's attacking depth decreases and Watkins becomes a genuine target. Villa have already made clear Watkins is not for sale. Fenerbahce had a £30 million bid knocked back, but reports suggest Villa could consider offers in the region of £40 million for the 30-year-old England international. Arsenal are also monitoring his situation. The timing matters here. Watkins is 30 years old, not a long-term investment, but an immediate impact experienced striker who knows the Premier League intimately. If Xerxes goes and United need a proven finisher in a hurry, Watkins at 40 million could be exactly the right solution. Also worth noting, Alejandro Garnacho has joined Aston Villa on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy for £43 million next year, following Morgan Rogers' departure to Chelsea. That particular chain reaction closed off Villa as a Rashford destination entirely. Right, let's have the most honest conversation we can about Marcus Rashford's situation, because the reporting today is particularly frank and worth addressing directly. The picture: Barcelona chose Anthony Gordon over Rashford. Aston Villa, with the Rodgers vacancy open, chose Garnacho over Rashford. Barcelona had a £26 million option to buy Rashford and did not trigger it. There is currently no standout elite European club in obvious need of a winger at Rashford's wage level of £325,000 a week. The options are narrowing, and there are genuine complications around reintegrating him. He publicly thanked coaches at England, Barcelona and Villa for his World Cup call-up without mentioning his actual employer, Manchester United. He has not played for the club since December 12th, 2024. He has publicly agitated under 2 previous managers. The counter-argument: Carrick knows Rashford personally from 6 years as teammates and coach. There is genuine goodwill there. United lack a specialist left winger, and Rashford, at his best, is genuinely one of the most dangerous attacking players in world football. But the financial reality is equally stark. £325,000 a week for a player who is not in the manager's plans is deeply misaligned with Ratcliffe's business model. Reintegrating Rashford after he crossed Ten Hag and Amorim could set a damaging precedent at a club finally building stability. The most likely outcome at this point: Rashford returns for pre-season, Carrick works with him, a buyer may emerge later in the window if his form is good. But the idea of a clean, profitable, immediate permanent sale this summer is looking increasingly unrealistic. The next 6 days are absolutely critical. Kone must be completed before Roma's July 31st deadline. The Tchouameni possibility must be assessed immediately, and United need to make decisive choices rather than continuing to keep every option open indefinitely. The window closes September 1st, but the July 31st Roma deadline means the most important decision of United's midfield rebuild comes in 6 days. Not weeks. Days. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the Kone announcement, which needs to come within 6 days. Smash that like button if you enjoyed today's coverage and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you want Kone done immediately? Should United go back in for Tchouameni if he becomes available at 68 million? And what happens with Rashford? Elsewhere.